Okay, so I don't know. I'll say it again. I always say it. Hopefully, everybody can hear me out there. Hopefully, I got everything set up right. This microphone's kind of far away from my face, so and I have to shut the echo off here real quick. Zip it. Better. Okay. I don't know. I had a bunch of stuff to talk about before we even started the stream tonight. So, first of all, I was going to say that whenever I do these streams, it always feels like it's been forever since I did one of the streams, even though I do them every week. But this week, it really feels like forever since I had to skip last week. And, I know I shouldn't have to. People would tell me I don't have to apologize, but I'm still sorry for whatever that's worth. Just, sometimes life gets in the way. And there's not a whole lot you can do about it. And speaking of that, and I already put this down in the video description, and I mentioned it on Twitter, but I know everybody's not into all that kind of stuff. Some of you might be wondering where the Mr. stream is. And there's two reasons that we're not doing the Mr. stream this week. And both of them really are SmokeMonster's fault, so you can blame SmokeMonster if you want. But neither of them are a bad reason. First of all, SmokeMonster released a new Mr. Pack, which if you don't know what that means, we'll talk about that next week, so don't even worry about it. But I haven't had a chance. They're like 12 gigabytes, and I haven't had a chance to download that and install it yet. But the bigger reason is just going back to speaking of life getting in the way. SmokeMonster is moving this week, so he's not available. And SmokeMonster is actually going to be a guest on the stream, which is good for me because I don't, I'm going to pretend like I know about the Mister, but I don't really know about it. I'll do my best to kind of fake it. But I am no Mr. expert, but SmokeMonster is. And so he will be able to explain things better than I. And, I'll just be playing the thing and just talking about my user experience. And, so that's that. The next thing, this is another reason that I was kind of bummed out about skipping the stream last week, is that now we have a Discord server. And I don't know who to kind of give credit to for this, if you want to call it that, but like people have been asking for a while, not a lot of people, but there's been people asking me for a while to start a Classic Gaming Quarterly Discord server. And I just kind of kept not doing it just because I didn't want to have another thing to have to take care of. Like I'm busy. Like it's the same reason we didn't have a stream last week is I'm busy, and I try to find time to do things when I can, whether it's work on the show or be on Twitter or Instagram, Facebook, etc., etc. And so I kind of didn't want to create a Discord because I felt like that was gonna be one more thing that I had to kind of manage. But at the same time, like I realized that it would be cool. And but what really ended up being the impetus behind me doing it was, obviously whenever I do these streams, the chat room is pretty lively, I would say. I mean, sometimes I'm not complaining. Just sometimes I feel like people are here chatting, and it's like I'm over here playing games. Maybe people are paying attention or not. They're chatting, but I don't even care. Like I just think that's cool. The fact that that my streams are just bringing people together is really awesome. But then at the end of the stream, the last stream, which was 2 weeks ago now, everybody obviously starts scattering to the hinterlands when the streams are over. And I saw somebody, I don't remember who, just kind of asked, like, hey, is anybody going to hang out? Is anybody going to keep hanging out in the chat after the stream is over? And, like, I don't think anybody even replied to the guy because everybody kind of left. And it really kind of bummed me out just because it made me realize that there's really no place for the chat to continue or for the chat to exist outside of the live stream. And so that was what finally got me to start setting up the Discord. And it only took a couple days, but and it seems like it was a good decision because I think that the Discord chat has been pretty active ever since I started it, which is probably about I don't know, almost 2 weeks ago now. I don't even really remember. And so yeah, so there's a link down in the video description that you can click, and that will let you can't join the server without an invite. Like, that's like how Discord works. And so the link in the chat, or the link rather in the description, sorry, I realize I keep shaking the table, is good for 24 hours. And then after that, if you want to join and the link's no good anymore, you can just email me and I'll send you a link. It's just you don't want to put up a link that's good forever, because then, trolls and whatnot just constantly have a way to get in. So yeah, I don't know what else to say. I guess the other thing I would say, just, I know that, the channel, between my two channels, I know I'm going on and on, but between the two channels, I know I have some people who have become channel members, which is kind of like becoming a paying subscriber of the channel. And if you link, when you sign up for Discord, you can link your YouTube or Google account with your Discord account. And if you're a channel member, then you'll have access to one extra chat room. That there's like a members only chat room that like literally nobody uses. But I was thinking I might use it someday or later. I don't know. I got some ideas. I don't really know. All the action happens in the main chat room, which is open to everybody. So don't worry about whether or not you're a member. But I'm just saying, if you are a member of the channel, if you want to link your stuff, then you can do that. Do it that way. And there's also there's like a separate channel, it's called, on the server that reposts all of my tweets. And I thought that would be nice, just because I know a lot of you guys don't do social media, which I completely understand. And so that way you can see my tweets without having a Twitter account. So, because that was another reason that I started the Discord, is that was a way for those of you guys who don't do Twitter and Facebook to sort of keep in touch with the show. And I'm in the Discord thing regularly. For those of you who don't really know what Discord is or whatever, it's a chat room, but you can download an app for your Android phone or your iPhone or Windows or Mac desktop, or there's just a web interface if you don't want to do that. You do have to sign up for an account, but I mean, you can just use fake information. Like, it's not so Big Brother-ish like Facebook and Twitter are. So I thought it would be a good thing for people who don't want to do that stuff. So anyway, that's enough I see that we got like 10 new people in the Discord just since I even started talking. I have it open on my iPad here. I don't know how much I'll be able to pay attention to it, because I have to pay attention to the chat too. Which, by the way, I see that D Forte is here. D Forte, was he? I watched one of your videos last night. Is it Daryl? I think, is your name Daryl? It looked like a real big butthole if I got that wrong. But I really liked. Well, the one video, I had time to watch one video. I watched your Buck Rogers review video. D Forte reviews a lot of the SSI gold box. So is it okay if I just call you Daryl? Because I always feel like I'm pronouncing your name wrong, even though based on your channel I'm not. I'd rather just call you Daryl. Yeah, anyway. I forgot what I was saying. Oh, yeah. So Daryl's channel, I thought Daryl's channel was cool. And so you should check it out if you like somebody that's kind of laid back or whatever, like I try to be, I guess, too. But watching one of his game reviews is very soothing. And I hope to catch one of your live streams one of these days there, Daryl. So, okay, anyway, that's enough of all of that nonsense. I don't know how long I went on about that, but what are you going to do? Oh, 10 minutes. How nice. So I said this in the video description. I just want to say it again. This is not any kind of sponsored video, but I got the new... I didn't even bring the box. I'm so not with it. But I got the new controller from 8BitDo or 8BitDo. I don't know what you want to call it there. But it came out on the 28th, and I had it pre-ordered from Amazon, so I actually got it on the 28th. And when I got it, I was kind of bummed out, like, oh, I wish I could do a live stream with it, but I have the whole Mr. thing going on. But since that got bumped, now we can talk about this controller. So, but like I said, I didn't get this for free. I didn't get this early. I pre-ordered it on Amazon the same as anybody else could. and so I'm not getting anything from anybody for talking about it. That being said, I did put Amazon links down in the video description, which I don't, so because if you buy the controller through one of those links, the show gets a little bit of money or whatever. We get like Amazon gift card at the end of the month, which I can use to buy stuff I need like SD cards and whatnot. But I guess I'm just pointing that out just because as some of I kind of get a little bit weird about the ethics of YouTube. And so sometimes, like, I don't know if it's cool to, do stuff like that. Just personally, I don't know how I feel about that. But at the same time, I also feel like if someone's going to buy one of these because I'm going to tell you guys how good it is, then why shouldn't I get to, like, wet my beak a little bit, So I don't really know. But and anyway, I saw D Forte already peeled us off a Fiverr, and I appreciate that. And then we just got 10 from Ryan, so that's also awesome. And then we just got a new channel member, Frankie White. So that's pretty awesome. So thanks to all three of you guys. Okay, so anyway, what are we doing here? So I got the Genesis already turned on here, so we can switch the view here in just a second. I'm going to talk about the controller a little bit just because I want to tell you guys about it. I'm sorry, Teresa. No, I'm not on chicken duty tonight, but I really appreciate you keeping an eye out for me there. So I got to try to remember to keep an eye on the chat room. So I'm just going to kind of explain the controller a little bit, and then we'll start messing around. So the controller comes in two varieties. The one I got here is a 2.4 gigahertz wireless version. They're both wireless versions, but if you buy just this 2.4 gigahertz wireless version, that comes with a receiver that plugs into the controller port on your Genesis and is powered by, it gets the 5 volts from the controller port. So you don't have to like screw around remembering to keep the receiver charged like you do with a Bluetooth one. So it's nice. You just leave it in the Genesis, really. And when you turn on the Genesis, you do have to turn on the controller by just pressing the start button real fast. But when you turn off the Genesis, I guess the controller knows that the receiver got turned off, and this turns itself off pretty quickly, so you don't waste battery power. It has a micro USB connector here on the front so that you can charge it, but because of that, you can also use it as a wired USB controller. So I'm actually going to be using it again next week as the controller for the Mister. But I've had these Super Nintendo 8BitDo controllers for a while, and they're really great. And this one is no less so. The plastic, the quality of the plastic feels really good. I think I would actually say that, and this is probably sacrilegious, but I think I actually like this controller better than the Sega official 6-button controller. It's got a little more weight to it. It's more ergonomic, and I think the plastic actually feels nicer. It's pretty thick. It's kind of textured. It's just a good quality controller, I think. So I was really happy with it when I got it. So it is a 6-button controller. It also has 2 shoulder buttons. And if you're playing on the Genesis, I forgot which 2 buttons, but those 2 shoulder buttons are just mapped to 2 of the face buttons. But I think if you use it like as a USB controller, I think that's going to be 2 separate buttons. I'm not sure. I haven't tried using this with anything but the Genesis. And I'm hoping maybe somebody can help me out, and we'll try to load up a game that's not compatible with 6-button controllers, even if you hold down the mode button, and we'll see if it's compatible. Probably it won't be. The one other thing I'd say about this controller, it does actually have a turbo function. It doesn't have switches on it, but you see it's got like these 3 like function buttons over here. One of them is the star button, and if you hold down the star button and then tap one of the action buttons, that will then become a turbo button. So maybe good for shooters and stuff. Forgotten Worlds. Yeah, thanks, VidViewer23. Thank you. Maybe we could just start off with that just to check it out. What else did I want to say? So the other version of this controller, which I personally I don't. Okay, this one's $25, and it comes with the receiver for your Genesis or Mega Drive. I don't know if it would work on like an Atari 2600, although I don't really see why not, but I don't know. The other version of the controller is a Bluetooth version, and that one's $29.99. instead of $24.99, and that one does not come with a Bluetooth receiver. So you can use that with your computer or Raspberry Pi has Bluetooth, right? You could use it with a Nintendo Switch, like to play the Genesis collection. But if you want to use it with the Genesis, you have to buy the Bluetooth receiver, and that's another $20, which means that instead of paying $25 for this, you're paying $50. But you are getting some additional functionality. So, but I mean, I think you could use this with a Switch with a USB cable, couldn't you? Again, I'm really not sure, but you can use this with a Raspberry Pi. You can use it with a Mister with the cable. So to me, it's not worth the extra money to get the Bluetooth one. That's just my opinion, but I can see where that would be useful for some people. All right. Anyway, that's enough of me talking. So I guess we'll start a game here. We'll start Forgotten Worlds. Like I said, I don't think it's going to work, but let's try it out. So I just turned it on. I just tapped the start button and it immediately turned on and synced. So that's pretty cool. And now we just got to find Forgotten Worlds here. I guess one thing to mention is the D-pad, right? Because the D-pad is what the official controller is known for, either a Genesis 6-button controller or like the good Saturn controller. This D-pad seems to be an exact clone of one, so that's pretty cool. So it's a great D-pad. The buttons feel the same. They even, like, the A, B, and C are. Let's see what happens here. The A, B, and C buttons are concave, and X, Y, Z are convex, just like on a real 6-button controller. Wow, it seems like it's working just fine, actually. Is it? Whoa. Sorry, I'm not good at this game playing with a controller. I usually play with an arcade stick, but if this wasn't going to work, it would have crashed already, wouldn't it? I haven't tried to play this game with a 6-button in a while, but I seem to remember it not working at all. But yeah, anyway, what was I saying about the just about the buttons? Oh yeah, then no, it doesn't work, because that's what it does with the 6-button, doesn't it? Am I wrong about that? I feel like that is what it does. But oh, Mike is asking. Yeah, it's really good plastic. Yeah, it's great quality plastic. I saw somebody earlier. I'm sorry, it flew by, but somebody asked about the other controllers that came out last week, which are the RetroBit 6-button Genesis controllers, which are wired controllers, and they're officially licensed from Sega. I don't have one of those, so I can't really say anything about them. Mad Little Pixel, the guy on YouTube, he did sort of a first impressions video, and he said he thought they were both really good. So you take that however you want. Obviously, if you buy any of these things from Amazon, you can just return them if you don't like them. But like I said, I have not. I didn't get one of those controllers just because having this controller and having at least one, if not two, original 6-button controllers, I just didn't have a need for the RetroBit controller. But I know at least for a while the 6-button controller was pretty expensive, like an original on eBay or something. So then maybe getting one of those, because those are also cheaper. Those are like $15 or $20 maybe. But what are we doing here? Do we need anything even? I don't know. Somebody asked if it has a mode button. It does, but I don't have the box here, but I have the instruction manual. Oh, and it says here, so in case anybody was curious, you can use this wired with a Switch. Obviously, that means the Switch has to be docked, I guess. But so if you're going to play your Switch on your big screen, you can use this controller. I was going to check out about the mode button real fast. It does have a mode button, but at least it comes with very minimal documentation. It's literally just, here it is in English, here it is in what I believe to be Chinese. I wouldn't swear to it. and it basically says that there is a mode button. Press the mode button on the controller to pair with it. Well, I didn't even have to do that. Oh, here you go. 6-button to 3-button mode switching can be achieved by pressing the mode button on the controller for 3 seconds. LED on the receiver will blink twice to indicate the change. So let's try that real fast. Okay, it just... it blinked 3 times like it said it would. So now let's see what happens. So I don't have... Yeah, so this is still having the same problem, because if you look down on the lower left, you can see that I don't really have a life bar. Like, I have like 1 row of pixels worth of life left. And that's what this game does if you plug in a 6-button controller. So, so it would therefore appear that the Genesis games that absolutely require a 6-button controller are going to have the same problem with this controller. So basically, what this means, at least for this game, is that now it's going to be a one-hit death. So, I mean, that kind of sucks. But, yeah, I mean, it would have been nice. Yeah, see, there you go. I'm dead. So, so there you go. Golden X2, you have to hold the mode button before you turn on the system. That's not going to work here, because if I hold down the mode button with the system off, the receiver won't have any power, and so it's not going to hear, you know, if you will, that I press down the mode button. So that's a little bit of a shame, but you know, it really affects a pretty small amount of games. But that is a problem that you should be aware of. So yeah, we're not going to play this game anymore, obviously. So I forgot what I said in the video description. I was saying we could try playing some Streets of Rage. What's going on? Is somebody... Sorry, it seems like... I don't know if there's something going on in the chat room or something. I don't know. I don't see what's going on. I don't know. Hopefully... Teresa is a moderator in the chat, so if somebody's up to no good, then she can take care of it. Which, thank you, Teresa. So I think I said we were going to play some Streets of Rage 2. You just put someone on timeout. Well, thank you. That's much appreciated. I know we've already played Streets of Rage 2 before, but for me at least, it's an excellent game to use to gauge how good a controller is, because it's kind of hard to pull off Axel's special move, the Grand Upper, without a really good D-pad. Like, even just a regular Genesis controller, the 3-button job, I don't think... it's a lot harder to pull off that move than it is with the superior D-pad of the 6-button controller. So we're just going to play... We'll play, like, the first level or something. And then we discussed it yesterday in Discord. I guess I'm going to play a little bit of Truxton, which apparently I was told that will make Derek happy. So, and then as I also said in the Discord, I'm going to try to play some Buck Rogers tonight, because I'm kind of bummed out that we, and it's my fault, I shouldn't even say we, but that I kind of walked away from that game and didn't keep playing it with you guys, but we've just been playing other stuff. So I see Tommy poked his head in. What's up, Tommy? We always do these streams on nights when Tommy has to work, which actually bums me out, because Tommy's a longtime fan of the show, and so I would like to do right by him. Chris Vanderhoff says, wait, there's a Discord chat? Yes, Chris. The link is down in the video description. I'm always Axel, as I said, I think last time we did this. I tried playing last night as the big swole guy. I can't remember his name even. I'm always Axel, Skate, Blaze, and then the big swole guy. But yeah, I mean, I'm able to, like, you know, I'm able to pull off the Grand Upper with ease. The only thing that I'll say that about this D-pad that just feels a little bit different, but it's not even really a bad thing. In fact, maybe it's a good thing. I don't know. Is that it feels a little bit more like there's some padding underneath. Like when you tap when you tap the D-pad, I don't know, it feels a little bit softer, but like in a good way. Like it feels like plastic on plastic when you do it with the original controller, which is totally fine. But this one just feels like more like there's maybe a rubber bumper under there, which I think actually feels really nice. But the D-pad springs right back, just like it does with the official 6-button controller. So, and like I said, this one I think has better plastic, and it's a little bit of a different shape. It's more ergonomically shaped. So, as I said before, maybe it's sacrilegious to say this, but I actually think this controller is better than the official one. So this is probably going to become my new regular controller. I'm really kind of enjoying switching over to using wireless controllers just because it's one less cable running around. I'm constantly plugging stuff in and unplugging stuff, and this way I can just leave the receiver plugged into the Genesis, because I guess I didn't show it, but it's really very small. It's smaller than the Bluetooth receivers. In fact, it's probably smaller than just the plug on the end of a normal controller cable. It sticks out of the Genesis less than an inch. So yeah. Anyway, I don't know. I don't want to keep singing the praises of this controller. I don't want this to seem like I'm being like shilly or something, because I don't mean to do that. But it just is a really good controller. So if anybody else shows up to the stream late and asks what I thought of the controller, you can just say that I thought it was awesome. So. And I realize I haven't been paying much attention to the chat, so I promise I will scroll up and check it out in a minute. I feel like that's probably too loud. Sorry if there was game audio bleeding through in the microphone. I just like the music in this game so much, as does everybody, but I get carried away. Oh, sorry. I saw Daryl donated again. Thanks, man. Much appreciated. Once again, you guys should go check out Daryl's channel. It's like, people say that my channel is a good channel to fall asleep to, and as I've said to people who have said that to me, I also have my channels that I watch for that exact purpose. Just because the host has like a soothing voice. And D Forte definitely has that. In fact, hopefully I'm not like overstepping by saying this, but I don't know if you ever experienced this, but you can just tell listening to the way he talks that like there's no way that he's not nice. Like just the way he talks, the sound of his voice is like the sound of a guy who's just has to be a kind person. So yeah. And I enjoyed watching his Buck Rogers review. Actually, speaking of the original Buck Rogers PC game, I got that installed over here on the old Tandy 1000. I spent the entire weekend working on the Tandy 1000. I bought a sort of a clone of the XT IDE card. And what that is, the XT IDE card was sort of a crowd-sourced card. It was crowd-sourced on the Vintage Computer Forum, and it was to provide an IDE interface to computers that only have a 8-bit ISA bus. And because I guess back in the day there was only like one company that made, and I forgot even what company it was. It was a well-known one, but it was the only company that made an 8-bit IDE card, because I guess IDE is a 16-bit interface. So normally you have to have a 16-bit ISA bus for that. But somebody figured out how to make it work on an 8-bit, and they had that back in the day, but I guess it wasn't that popular. But anyway, these dudes over at the Vintage Computer Forums designed a modern XT IDE interface board, and they just like put the plans up online so that anybody that wanted to could make them. And it seems like, at least at first, people were mostly buying kits and soldering it themselves, which like I don't have time to do that. And so I bought this thing off of eBay that I guess according to the people on the vintage computer forums, is sort of a cheaper version of the XT IDE. Like, I guess it's missing some capacitors or something, which I guess we'll find out if that's going to be a problem. But the reason I wanted to get it is that it has a compact flash slot on the card. Because compact flash, and I didn't know this myself, is basically just a tiny IDE solid-state drive. I guess it's pin compatible with IDE. It's just that the pins are, the spacing is smaller, so you just need a physical adapter. So basically, for $50, I bought this 8-bit ISA card that I stick in the Tandy 1000, and it has a compact flash card already on it. It came with the card for $50, and so I stuck that in there, and it worked fine. But the card had DOS 6.22 pre-installed on it, and it was a 2 gigabyte card, and the entire 2 gigabytes was being used. So basically, it had a gigantic 2 gigabyte partition on it, which for an XT computer is really way too much. And plus, I didn't want to use DOS 6.22 just because that's going to take up a lot more memory, a lot more of the RAM. And of course, the Tandy 1000 only has 640K of RAM. So I really wanted to just downgrade it as far as I could. The Tandy 1000 SX, which is what I have, originally came bundled with DOS 3.2, but DOS 3.2 can only see a 32 megabyte partition, which is pretty small. So I went up to DOS 3.1, which I think can see a 512 megabyte partition. But I put 2 partitions on the compact flash card. One 40 megabyte partition, and that's the C drive, so that has DOS on it and whatnot, and DeskMate, Tandy DeskMate. And then I have a D partition, and that's 80 megabytes. And that has all my games on it, games and demos. And then the rest of the 2 gigabytes is just unpartitioned space. And you might be asking, well, if you can see a 512 megabyte partition, why wouldn't you just use the whole 512 megabytes? And the problem is that when you do a directory listing in DOS, like you just type dir because you want to see what you've got, DOS counts up all of the free space. And when it's a slow XT computer and it has to count up 512 megabytes of free space, it actually kind of takes a while, and it's just annoying. And on an XT computer, 80 megabytes is already quite a bit of room. And so I'm just going to kind of roll with that for a while. And to be honest, because it's a compact flash card, I can just stick it back in my computer. So if I ever decide 80 megabytes is not enough, I can just copy everything off of the compact flash and repartition it, and then recopy it back onto the compact flash. So it's really no big deal. But it took me, all of that being said, it actually took me 9 hours. It took me all day on Saturday to figure out how to set that stuff up. I'm going to pause it for a second. Figure out how to set all that stuff up, because again, it already came all partitioned and everything, and I had to redo it. I had to set up like a virtual machine on my computer. It was pretty crazy. Anyway, as I said, I realized I haven't been watching the chat, so I'm not gonna be able to scroll up too far, but I'm gonna scroll up for a little bit just to kind of check out what's going on. Derek is looking forward to Buck Rogers. Yeah, we're gonna play Buck Rogers for sure. I believe I have a valid save game on this EverDrive. It was my Mega EverDrive that I was having a problem with. So yeah, all right. So I'd love to see you play Buck Rogers to completion. Yeah, I would like to do that. And Buck Rogers for a sorry, my mouse is way over here, so I have to lean over. I got a new mouse today, by the way. It's really nice. For an RPG, it's not that long. So it wouldn't take too many live streams to do that. Maybe 3 or 4. Tommy says the Discord channel is awesome. That's pretty cool. Somebody says the Discord link keeps asking me to buy Discord Nitro. I don't know what that is, but don't buy anything. You don't need to purchase anything. Frankie's asking about Hellfire. That's pretty interesting because I was just playing Hellfire the other day for an upcoming episode of the show on the other channel. Creative asked if it would work on the Saturn, the controller. No, because it has different ports. So unfortunately, not. Ryan Mendoza peeled us off a couple bucks. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. What's going on? I don't know. All right, sorry, I don't know. I think someone's responding to the person that got banned, I guess, so I don't really know. Ranger X. So I don't. I mean, we could check out Ranger X. I haven't. I'm sure I've played that game at some point, but not recently. I hate to start playing a game that requires 6 buttons, only because I'm not really going to know how to do it. I mean, we could play Street Fighter 2 if you just wanted to check out the 6-button functionality. I did play that one last night. I guess I'm already caught up. I didn't scroll back very far. So, Wally says, "Are we playing Buck Rogers with Star Trek names again?" Yeah, because I still have my save game. So what I ended up doing, for those of you who've been watching the live streams for a while, I basically restarted the game from scratch on my other EverDrive to get back to the point that we left off, and then save my game. And this one seems to take a game save, so I guess it shouldn't be a problem. So yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and unpause. Again, we're not gonna play too much more of this game, I guess, just because we've already, I already did like a dedicated Streets of Rage live stream. So, but getting back, hopefully the Tandy 1000 talk is not too boring. But getting back to that, I do actually, I'm excited about making a video about it, just for this channel, not for the main channel. But the reason I keep not doing it is that I have more upgrades coming in the mail. And so what I still have, I got that compact flash card, like I said, but the serial card that I bought off of eBay doesn't seem to work. I don't know if there is something wrong with the serial card or if it's not compatible. It seems like kind of a weird serial. I don't, maybe it's not even a serial card. It has jumpers on them, but they're unlabeled, and it's just two position jumpers, which is really not what a serial card should have. And my computer gets real unhappy when I put that serial card in, so I won't be doing that anymore. But I found, and hopefully this next one will work, I found some guy on eBay who has a whole stockpile of US Robotics brand serial cards that have 2 serial ports. They're both 9-pin. And it's got the jumpers right on the board, so you can set, COM 1, COM 2, whatever, or which IRQ you want. And they're all brand new. They're still in the shrink wrap. And it was 12 bucks, including shipping. So hopefully that will work, because, right now I don't have a mouse, basically, with the to use on that computer, because I don't have a serial port. And that limits what games I can play. Obviously, you can still play all the old Sierra point and click. Well, they're not point and click, right? All the old Sierra adventure games, because those just use the arrow keys on your computer and then you type in stuff. But stuff like SimCity or honestly, I installed a newer version of Tandy Deskmate. I installed the version that would have come with like a Tandy 1000 RL. But it just kind of sucks not using it with a mouse. So, you coming or what? And so I just want to get a mouse. And so I got that coming in the mail, and I have an NEC V20 CPU coming in the mail, which is like a drop-in. So the CPU in the Tandy 1000 is socketed, so you can just pull it out. And as some of you might remember who watched that episode of Flashback, my Epson Equity actually had an NEC V20 in it, which is it's a CPU that's compatible with an 8088. It's a little bit faster, and it has certain 286 instructions in it, so you can use certain software that was actually written for a 286. So that's kind of cool. and like one of those processors literally costs like $2, including shipping from China. So I have that coming. But of course, I'll keep the 8088 around in case I want to switch them back or something. And then you can put a math coprocessor in the Tandy 1000, but it's not really clear to me what benefit that would have for me. I don't think any games are going to benefit from it. I think it's mostly for like business software. So I did not order a math coprocessor, but I did order a Dallas clock chip. And that was actually the most expensive thing out of the three things I'm talking about, just because the processor was $2 and the serial card was $12. The Dallas clock chip was like 16 or 17 bucks, and I'm guessing that I'm probably going to have to replace the battery in it. But that way the computer will stop asking me what time it is and what the date is every time I turn it on. And more importantly, it means that whenever I modify files or anything, it will actually properly put down the time and date when that happened, which I think is kind of important. But that might also give me some additional functionality with DeskMate. I'm not really sure. But so I'm kind of waiting on all three of those things to get here. And since the V20 and the clock chip are both coming on the slow boat from China, I don't know how long that's going to take. The serial card is only coming from like Washington State or something, so hopefully that should be here pretty soon. Sorry, I'm just glancing at the chat there. Larry, well, good evening to you too, Larry. I hope you're doing well as well. It's funny, Rango says, I'm glad I got something to eat before the live stream. That's exactly the same way I feel every week, because a lot of times I don't have a chance to eat before the live stream, and so by the time the live stream's over, it's like 8:30 my time, and I'm pretty hungry. So yeah, this week or tonight, I had to stop at Costco to get gas on the way home, and so I ran inside and grabbed a chicken, Costco chicken, and just stuffed some of that in my face. Anyway, just looking down in the chat over here. So you got the microphone kind of in my way of the chat. The controller would be great with Street Fighter. Yeah, I'll probably load up a little bit of Street Fighter 2 Champion Edition real quick. Hey, JL Draw, glad you're here. Is this the stream of the week? It is. I would like to stream again. I know I always say that. I feel like it's just empty words, but I really wanted to stream last weekend. I was playing some Syndicate on DOSBox, and I was just thinking I really wanted to stream, but I didn't. But that's actually why I bought. So I'm not showing this to you guys because I'm trying to like brag, or I'm trying to. Well, I'm not showing it to you for any reason like that. But I mentioned a few minutes ago that I got a new mouse, and it's not a fancy mouse or anything. It's a Logitech gaming mouse. It changes colors. I guess you can set it if you install their software to whatever color you want, but I don't want to install their software. But the reason I'm bringing it up is I'm just curious if anybody else has this problem. Anytime I try to use a wireless mouse with either one of my computers, it's like it keeps like skipping, like it'll lose connection for like a quarter of a second, and it's really annoying. And like if you're dragging a bunch of files, like you'll drop them because it lost connection. And if you're trying to play a game or something, it will make it'll make the pointer skip around. And what finally kind of got me to say enough is enough is that I was trying to play Syndicate the other night, and obviously that's a point-and-click game, and it was really annoying the crap out of me. And so I went upstairs and got just a really cheap mouse that I have that's wired, and it made the problem totally go away. And but it's not that great of a mouse. And so I picked this one up at Target tonight. And it's not very fancy as far as it doesn't have all like 6 million buttons, but it's like 8,000 DPI, and I swear I can feel the difference as far as how smooth the mouse is on the screen. But I wish I could set it to just stay on one color, but I don't want to install Logitech. It's one of those things where you'll get the software and it's going to automatically launch every time you turn on your system, and I just hate bloatware like that. So I'm going to let it just cycle through its. I mean, honestly, it looks kind of cool, but yeah, whatever. Bossum says, I have a Logitech wireless mouse. And it's never given. So here's the weird thing is like my other computer, the one that I edit the show on, it didn't used to have USB 3.0 because it's an older, it's a Mac Pro, but it's like an old Mac Pro. And I never had a problem with my wireless mouse. And then as soon as I put in a USB 3.0 card, I started getting this jittery problem. And I looked it up on the internet, and it seemed like other people were having the same issue. And then, I have this computer now, which of course has USB 3.0 on it. And, I don't know, maybe if I take the receiver and stick it on the front USB ports instead of the back ones, maybe it would be better. I don't really know. But, I don't know. I hate having to change the batteries in the mouse and stuff. So I don't mind a corded mouse. So, yeah, this one seems like it's nice. So. Anyway, I feel like maybe we should move on to another game. We've been playing. We're 45 minutes into the stream we've been playing the same thing, and I've been running my mouth nonstop. So you have the receiver on the front port. Well, see, so the thing is, I don't know if it makes a difference, but for me, my computer is turned so that like I'm looking at the side. I mean, if you watch that video, was that a flashback? It wasn't a flashback. It was like a pickups video, I think. But, I showed it, but the computer is not... The front of the computer is not facing me, so I don't know if that would create problems with the receiver. So, anyway. We'll play a little bit of Street Fighter 2. Just a little bit, though. I'm not really very good at the game, but, then we can see the... I wonder how that is. We can see how it works with the 6 button, and then after that, I don't think I've ever played the Genesis version. Is that even the same Syndicate? I'm really curious about that. I'm gonna load it up real fast after Street Fighter 2, just because I want to see it real quick. But we're not gonna play it for any length of time, I don't think. Wow, this is 3 megabits. Wow, is that megabits or megabytes? Megabytes. 24 megabits. It's a lot. What else we got here? Yeah, goodbye Streets of Rage. Yeah, sorry, man. Try moving the receiver. Yeah, I thought about like putting the receiver on like the end of a USB extension cable or something. Josh says, see who Chris mains in Street Fighter 2. You're not gonna... It's nobody cool. I'm always Ryu. I don't know why. I've always been... Ryu in Street Fighter 2 ever since the game came out, like since like 92 or 91 or whenever, when it was only an arcade game. I always just did Ryu. I think Ryu kind of looked like me back when I had hair. We both have brown hair and brown eyes. I mean technically Ryu's supposed to be Asian, but he doesn't really look Asian to me. But I don't know, what do I know? I think we're going to turn up the game audio here. It's really annoying that the game audio is not consistent, like, across games. Like, shouldn't it always be the same? What happened? Hold on. It seems like it should be console dependent, not, like, individual game dependent. But I don't really know what's going on, as far as electronics go. Is Chris still having problems getting into the Discord? Can't do Discord, wants me to do Nitro. What does that mean? I don't understand. Everybody else seemed to get in okay. Are you sure it's not something you have to just click, Chris, to just say no or something? It shouldn't be bothering you to buy anything. Other people have just joined and not had a problem, so I can try to help you out with that later if you want. It'd be nice to have you in the Discord. Oh, Teresa, that's a new link. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, maybe my link sucks. I don't know. Discord Nitro. It shouldn't be asking you any of that stuff. Alright, so I always do Champion Edition. I don't like Street Fighter 2 Hyper Fighting, personally. Maybe that's also sacrilegious. I don't really know. To me, Street Fighter Champion Edition was the best version. And I still haven't done it. I just don't have time, but I still need to wire up the kick harness for my arcade cabinet right there, because I actually have the arcade board of Champion Edition, so it would be It would definitely be fun to play. So I'm just trying all the moves to see how it works. I hate when they just stand there and take it when you throw a fireball. I understand that I'm not playing it on like hard mode, but still. Oops. So, like, you know, I warned you guys I'm not putting on a clinic, and I'm definitely not putting on a clinic. And I don't know. I mean, it's supposed to be letterboxed like that. That's the way it is on my CRT as well, but I don't know if this is one of those games that runs in like 256 or 240 by 256 or whatever. But I don't know. It doesn't look quite right, but I know you guys don't care. So. Yeah, this D-pad feels really, really good. Yeah, Guile's annoying. I agree. I really don't like fighting. My two least favorite characters to fight are Guile and Ken, just because they're both so similar to Ryu as far as what their special moves are and whatnot. Yeah, someone said this one's in low-res mode, so I wonder... Oh, and that's going to make me fight Ken. So let me just try something real quick. Let me try switching the... and I'm just curious. If I switch the OSSC, if I put it into Profile 4... Oh yeah, see, that fixes it. That fixes it, but then I have to make the screen bigger. I know nobody cares about this kind of stuff but me, but... oh my goodness, I'm ruining everything. And then, of course, we're going to have to do all this in reverse when we play something else. But I guess that way you guys can see what the OSSC can do. So this is in a mode that's like tuned for whatever it is, 256 by 240 or whatever. So that looks better now. I hate being on the right because I always have a hard time throwing fireballs that way. Oh. Yeah. Anyway, I hate fighting Ken. Yeah. I mean, just hang in there, Chris. We'll figure it out. I hope it's not because you have some kind of weird stuff going on your computer or something, but there's absolutely no way that it should be making you do anything just to sign up for Discord. Seriously? Well, we're not doing it pretty, but whatever. I saw some people talking in the chat about like the Super Nintendo versus the Genesis with this game. Like, man, I remember when Street Fighter 2 came out for the Super Nintendo, and it was like a huge deal, you know, because they signed that exclusivity agreement with Capcom, so that they had the only home version of Street Fighter 2, at least here in the U.S. For I don't know, it seemed like a while, maybe a year. And I remember my buddy Nick came over one day and brought his Super Nintendo, and he had bought Street Fighter 2 when it came out, and it was pretty awesome. getting to play it at home. And then I remember one weekend, I think he and his family went out on vacation or something, and he actually let me borrow his Super Nintendo for the weekend. And I think I spent the entire weekend playing Street Fighter 2. This is going to seem like kind of a cop-out thing to do, but like this is the best way to beat Chun-Li, so there's no reason really to complicate things. Rick Machio. I'm at work. Man, it sucks, man. Sorry. Although, like I said, you know, with Discord, even when you're at work, you can have the Discord app running on your phone. So, CGQ is finding new ways to help you goof off at work. Sorry, I feel like it's so cheap just sitting over there in the corner like that. So I wanted to at least switch it up a little bit. Chris would be in Cobra Kai. Yeah, I'd be sweeping the leg right now. Yeah, thanks, Daryl. Yeah, key life hack tips. That's me. Well, actually, I thought that was supposed to be BitHead's new thing now, was the life hacks. Ryan can't goof off at work. That's right. You work in the healthcare industry, right? So yeah, you can't really be goofing off. Sorry. Now I have the volume turned down too far and I can't really hear it. I like how it takes like half of your health. No, it doesn't matter. We killed him anyway. All right, I think that's kind of enough of that. Yeah, I don't want to talk about BitHead again too much, but yeah, I kind of agree with Josh. Like, I definitely prefer it when BitHead sticks to talking about video games or just, you know, stories from his childhood. Like, I think a little bit too much. For my taste, he's starting to get too much into social commentary, which I make an active effort to avoid on my own channel. But at the same time, that's why his subscribers went way up, was because of that Gillette reaction video he did, which that's not the kind of thing I would ever do. Anyway, do you remember the Rainbow edition? I know about the Rainbow version of Street Fighter 2. I don't remember ever playing it. I think I learned about it only when I got my arcade cab and I was looking into buying some games. But yeah. Oh yeah, so I just want to check out that Syndicate thing real quick and see what that's all about. And then I think we've been streaming now for almost exactly an hour, so I think maybe it's about time to get into Buck Rogers. Sorry, I keep my leg sits against this table, and then see it makes my computer screen shake, and my webcam is mounted to the top of that. Just don't call him my dude. I don't know if you're talking about me, but I really hate that phrase, my dude. Please don't call me my dude. I mean, go ahead, but you're not going to get banned for it, but we're not going to be best friends either, that's for sure. All right, so it's an EA game. Looks like the same syndicate to me, man. I don't know. I just want to check it out real quick, like I said, and then we can move on. But I'm very curious. Adam says you're using an EverDrive. Yeah, I am. But the EverDrive I'm using now is like the original EverDrive. The one that I usually use with the show is the Mega. What is it called? A Mega EverDrive, right? But that was the one that wasn't seeming to want to save my game in Buck Rogers. And I did the whole reset the console first before he turned it off, and it didn't seem like it was really helping. So, what do I have to do here? I'm used to the computer version, so I don't... blah, 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 blah. Yeah, great. We got some guns. Do we need more guns? Oh, we have to put our squad together, don't we, here? Oh, wow, now they have faces. A, deselect, C, cancel. I guess cancel. But don't you have to say who you want? Oh, never mind, I see it's over there. Okay, never mind, we're good. What is this here? We don't need to buy any more weapons right now. Let's just go for it. I just want to see what it looks like once we get in there. You need the X7 for save states. I do not like save states, damn it. Oh, well, shooting civilians here, that's not really very cool, but how do you select all 4 people? A and B. Oh, A and start. There we go. So this feels very different than the PC version, but I gotta say it's also kind of cool. Well, what am I even supposed to be doing in this mission? I was kind of expecting it to just be the exact same mission as the first one on the computer, and so I didn't really read the instructions. To keep shooting civilians because that's not a very nice thing to do, but yeah, I agree so far, Emre. This seems more like just an action game and not so much with the tactics. Oh, here we go. That's the music that means that there's bad guys. Oh, there we go. Here he is. Am I out of ammo or something? All right. Well, anyway, I don't know. We don't need to keep playing this. I just want to check it out. I'm kind of more excited about getting back into Buck Rogers here. So let's do that. People are asking if that was Buck Rogers. No, but we're playing Buck Rogers now. Unless somehow my save game's not here. In which case we're not playing Buck. Although I guess I could just run upstairs and get my cartridge. You need to stream some C64. Yeah, that would be cool. I mean, I have everything I need. You know what I want to get? There's that C64... What is it called? Like the Ultimate cartridge or something? I don't know. I don't have one, but I should get one. But I mean, I have a whole mess of floppy disks for the Commodore 64, and I have a few cartridges. So yeah, that would be cool. Now, I don't know a whole lot about the Commodore 64 because I didn't really have one back then. But that doesn't mean that it wouldn't be fun. I don't know if that's going to be too loud. Oldest team, newest team. don't think this is where we were, but I'll check. Sorry, I meant to get this all checked out. Yeah, this is not where we were. I meant to get this all checked out before the live stream started, and I failed to do so. Of course, we can also just start somewhere else. It's not that big of a deal. So, but let's at least see. Is it this one? Might be this one. Oh, that's definitely not it. I should run upstairs and get my cartridge real fast and see if that's it. I wouldn't mind taking a quick break actually anyway, just because now it's been over an hour. So let's just do that real fast. I'll keep this game running in teaser mode, just for funsies. But I'm going to go just make a quick pit stop and grab my original cartridge, which I'm guessing that must be where my save game is. Otherwise, I don't know. So yeah. All right. I'm going to mute the microphone, and then I will be back in just a minute. We're back. Okay, so sorry about that. Just want to get a drink of water. I'm getting kind of a headache, so I don't know why. I always get a headache when I live stream. I have a sneaking suspicion it's dehydration from all the talking. Yeah. So anyway, I brought down. Sorry, I just want to check something here real fast. Yeah. Anyway, so I brought down my legit copy of Buck Rogers just because I got the save game somewhere. Dang it. So, like I said, if we can't find it, we can just jump into a different game save, so it's not really that big of a deal. And then I'm sorry, I just for some reason I just remembered it. Somebody asked a while back if I was playing this on my recapped Genesis, and the answer to that is no. Just because this Genesis I did sort of a crappy mod to it. I have to change the OSSC mode back. Yeah, now I have to adjust the screen again. But I did a mod to this Genesis to try to help get rid of the jail bars. and because most Genesis systems have jail bars pretty bad, and that mod has not been done to the Genesis that just got recapped. So if I were to play that one, probably for a live stream, it'd be fine. I mean, that's the system we played for the Sega CD stream, but and I think it looked fine just on the stream, but it doesn't look so fine if you're like recording gameplay footage or something. So like, and that's the whole point of this Genesis. This is kind of my dedicated video game footage recording system. So so that's the one I have down here. Now at some point it would be nice to get this one recapped, but like if I send this one away, then for as long as it's gone, I don't really have a system to record gameplay footage with, and that kind of makes me nervous. So alright, let's see what happens this time. Yeah, I don't think this is it either. I don't know what happened. I'm going to put the EverDrive back in. Sorry, I guess we're kind of having technical difficulties tonight. It's been so long since I had this all set up that I just don't remember what's what. But like I said, we can just jump in to one of the other game saves. It's not a big deal. Thank you, Jerry Cox, for the $5.16. Extra 16 cents for 16-bit greatness. I agree, dang it. So thank you again. And then Josh coming in with some hot takes. Hold on, let me get my thing going here. I'm curious to read what he's going to say here. If someone were to ask me to name my favorite Star Trek The Next Generation character, or they'd shoot me, they just have to shoot me in the head. So you're saying you cannot come up with a favorite character, I guess? I guess that I'd have to think about that one for a while. Whiskey Runner 1 says, you don't do your own recaps? No, I don't have time to do it, and a professional is just going to do a better job than me. Are you made of money? No, but I have more money than free time. I'm in my 40s, so I can afford to pay somebody $50, $60 to replace like 50 capacitors in a Genesis. So, yeah, all right. So let's figure out what the hell we're doing here. I mean, I can understand if I was trying to recap like all of my systems, that would add up fast. But doing one every now and again or something is probably really not that big of a deal. Well, that's definitely not my stuff. So I guess this newest team one seemed the most promising. So, and I don't think this is that far ahead of where we were. But where we were was just, we were on that like abandoned space station, and I think we got to the end of that. And so now where we are is we're on like this Neo space station here. And so if we walk all the way down the hall here, we can go talk to the dude that runs the place. Who's this guy? So he's telling you where you gotta go here. 1 near Ceres, Gradivis Mons on Mars, and a Venusian base. So the ship was headed to Ceres in the asteroid belt. I suggest you check out the asteroid base for more information. So now that's where we gotta head. Now I turn you over to our training staff. So this is how you upgrade your levels, like if you have enough experience points. You can see that all 6 of our guys are grayed out, if you want to call it that. Not really grayed out, but I don't know what you want to call that. But that means that none of them can have their stuff upgraded. If anybody says that Wesley Crusher is their favorite character on the show, you're banned. Sorry, I'm just keeping an eye on the chat here. Alright, anyway, sorry. So, no one's ready to train. I don't think we really need anything here. I think we can just go ahead and head out. And so this would normally be the first time that you get to fly the spaceship around in space. So we go here to the rocket bay. You're in the Salvation port area, and then you just hit launch. And there we go. And now we're going to be out in space. And sorry, I just saw Rick Machio says, is Discord free? Yes, Discord is free. Please do not. If something's trying to get you to pay, don't do it. And then I forgot where we're supposed to go. We have to go to an asteroid belt. Not Juno, though. Is it Ceres that we're supposed to go to? So now you have to kind of fly around here until you get to the right asteroid belt. But in the meantime, while you're out here in space, you're going to have random battles. You get into these cool space battles, or at least I think they're cool, with the enemy ships, the ram ships. So here we go. All right, sensor alert, ram scout cruiser approaching. So you can try to hail them. I think you can try to kind of bluff your way out of it. You can attack them, or you can try to get away. But obviously, it's going to be cooler if we attack them. So let's just do that. So we have to get closer. So see, you have to maneuver. You can either close or you can withdraw. But right now we're too far away. Well, now we're close enough. Initially we were too far away to use our weapons. Now we can use missiles or beam lasers. And then you can kind of decide, like you can aim at certain parts of the enemy ship, because you can try to like disable the enemy ship, and then you can board them and actually fight the dudes, and then you can pick up better weapons that way. So in that case, you use the target feature here, and you could try to take out their engines. You can aim for their weapon system, controls, or their hull. But sometimes you're going to miss. So and the closer you get, the more likely it is that you're going to hit them. So we're very far away at the moment, but already hit them that time there. And then you can even see that the ship is going to start getting kind of damaged in the window, which is pretty cool. Now they're firing at us, so that kind of sucks. And then you can see you have the four, if you want to call those gauges or whatever, those are the four, like that's your hull and your weapons and your controls and your engines. And you'll see those start to drop, and you don't want to let that drop too far. Oh, yeah, okay, so now it's like between turns, and so now your rocket jocks can try to affect repairs to your ship. So we've got a little bit of damage to our controls, and then I think the one that the little tool is over right now is the hull. So you can, I would say that probably the controls are more important. So we hit on that, and it says that LaForge, Jordy, successfully jury rigs the controls. So that means that he was able to at least partially repair whatever the problem was. And now it's his turn, so we're going to maneuver, and we're going to get closer. And that will help us to hit them better. And now we have, so we had just the beam laser and the missiles. Now we have the K cannon, which is pretty awesome. So we're going to K cannon their asses. Now let's fire. Okay, so that missed. That's too bad. He'll hit with some missiles. So that goes into the engines there. But so, I mean, you kind of see what, I don't want to keep just talking for the sake of talking, but, you can see kind of what goes on. So now we're going to try to jury rig the hull. So he successfully jury rigged the hull. So that way we got to repair a little bit of our damage. Now they're firing at us here again. So this, I mean, it kind of takes a while when you're getting into these space battles and stuff, but at least in my opinion, like, it's pretty cool. Like, this was a game that, for anybody that wasn't here the last time I streamed it, This is a game that I had when I was a teenager. I picked it up. I got it complete in the box, but I got it at a video rental store. Like it was a previously played game. So it was cheap, because I couldn't really afford brand new games back then too much. Plus, I was playing a lot of DOS PC back then. I'm kind of trying to think of if there was ever any Genesis game that I ever actually paid full price for, and I'm not really sure that there is. With the Genesis, I used to rent a lot of games, or I would buy previously played games, or I always check like KB Toys. Well, he's almost dead. He is dead. For games on clearance, but I never really had that many Genesis games. I used to mostly borrow games and rent games. Josh is waiting for a pizza that he ordered. Infrared says, I have no idea what the join and subscribe options do, considering I'm already a CGQ Plus subscriber. I don't. If you're watching on YouTube Gaming, I don't know if maybe that's a separate subscription you can do or something. I really have no idea. And the join thing is if you want to become like a paying subscriber of the channel, which is obviously totally up to you. Okay, so we got 50 experience points each. We found no spoils because we did not board the ship, because we destroyed the ship before we closed enough to board it. So now you see we've repaired our ship. We're actually completely back to full health as far as the ship goes. So that's good. And now we'll go back out to the view where we can kind of sail around space here. Aurora. Where are we at here? Oh, I just heard my wife's key hit the lock. Let's try hailing him just to see what happens. Alright, so the ship hails you. You can bluff them, or you can try to intimidate them. So we're going to try to bluff them. Try to bluff your way out. And so this is why I think you can, one of the skills that your guys can say is like, or you can have for your guys is like fast talk or something. And that's what that's for. And it says they weren't impressed. So what that just means is like behind the scenes, the game like rolled like some virtual dice. And you came up short. And so now we're going to have to fight him again. And JL Draw says, too bad you didn't pillage the ship. Yeah, I was trying to, I should have closed more. I kept shooting their hull, which is not a good way to get them, to close enough to board them, because you just end up destroying the ship, unfortunately. And then because I tried to bluff and it wasn't successful, that ship got to take the turn first. So let's try to not take out their hull this time. And then I saw we got a new member, so thank you. I appreciate that. Mr. Dickinson there. I'm sorry I can't remember your real names. I know you sent me a postcard and whatnot. And maybe we even traded emails, I think. But, yeah, sorry. But thank you for joining the channel. I appreciate it. And hopefully, I saw you join the Discord, too, so that's awesome. Alright, so we're going to maneuver and get closer. And then I'm just going to try and see if I can just not destroy the ship completely. And then we can try to board him this time. Forgot, if you don't aim, it just seems like it just shoots it at whatever. So you gotta aim. But then I feel like if you aim, I think you have less of a chance of actually hitting the other ship, so. Maneuver, close. So now we have a range of 1. So I think when you have a range of 0 is when you can board them. So that's what we're shooting for here. No pun intended. Man, they withdrew. See, so now their range is back to 2. So if you can take out their engines, then they can't like withdraw anymore. So yeah. Jerry says late to the party. Are you playing with the 8BitDo? Yes. Oh, it's back to being our turn again. Someone need aid? Hope not. Who has been thumbs downing CGQ on the stream screen? Yeah, I don't know. There's like a couple, like 1 or 2 people that are always thumbs downing my videos, which I just think is hilarious. So it doesn't bother me. I think I have like 1 or 2 like dedicated channel trolls. So that's how you know you've made it. Alright, we gotta close. See, they keep withdrawing, which is not helping me. Sorry, I know this is probably getting a little bit boring or something. And yeah, Jerry, it's really, really good controller. Do we need to reload? Man, I didn't know. Forgot about that. I don't understand what you're saying, JL Draw, about Angry Super Mario. Beam laser, target. Oh, I'm gonna take out those controls. We keep getting outmaneuvered. Ooh, the Hubble closes. That's good. Range 0. Okay, so now we're gonna ram them. LaForge is attempting to ram and succeeds. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. They withdrew. Our controls are not doing well. I think that's the controls. I'm trying to prolong this battle, you know, because I'm trying to. I really want to board these people, but I don't think you can board. I think you have to take out. I forgot. Somebody know? Somebody tell me. You have to take out their engines or take out something in order to board them. Derek, I really don't understand your fascination with that, but you do you. All right, Chris Vanderhoff's leaving. See you later, man. Thanks for coming. I don't want to ram them. Oh man, I thought that was going to take their engines out. That might. Nope, not yet. So you can, I don't know if you can, well you can see up at the upper half of the screen that shows like the health of their stuff. So I don't know, are people not watching the stream as much anymore? That's understandable. I can see where this might be boring for some people. Oh, all right, we took out their engines. So I think maybe that means that I can board now. Oh yeah, here we go, board. BitHead uploaded today, said some nice things about CGQ. Really? What have I... You charge to the boarding tube. Attack! I mean, that's very nice of BitHead. I didn't realize he'd uploaded it today. I haven't really checked YouTube much today. It's funny, though. I sent BitHead an email because I was trying to invite him to come hang out in the Discord just because I think he has a lot of fans in there, but he didn't respond, so... It's kind of weird. I mean, it's not weird. I mean, people are people, you know, but you wouldn't expect him to be shy, but I think he kind of is. You better stay right where you are, lady. Dead. He also hung up your sticker. Yeah, he hung up my sticker a long time ago, though. But that, I mean, let me tell you something. When he hung up my sticker, that was a pretty huge thrill for me. Oh, Keel's taking off. See you later, man. Thanks for coming. Yeah, who said that? Someone said they would have been obsessed with this game. Oh, Josh said that. Yeah, I mean, I had a lot of fun playing this game when I was a kid. This is the kind of game that you could, well, maybe not everybody, but at least for me, like, you know, I spent a lot of time home alone when I was like a teenager, and I used to burn a lot of time playing games like this. Or playing a lot of the games that I want us to play on streams, like DOS games, like Syndicate or Dune 2. The kind of like meteor games that you could really sink your teeth into. Alright, so that killed everybody. And we'll see what kind of booty we get. Well... Yeah, nothing too cool, but the reason you always want to pick this kind of stuff up is that we can sell it when we go back to the whatever base. But some of this, I don't remember what kind of equipment all these guys have, but some of this stuff might be an upgrade as well. It's been a long time since I boarded a ship, so they spot you. All right, so we're probably gonna have to get in several battles here, so I apologize for that. Because I think now we have to like take over the ship. So. Oh, Sega's asking, were you into any other early EA games? I'm trying to think. I want to think about it before I answer, because oh well, yeah. So on the Genesis, another game that I picked up, which much like this game, I didn't know anything about it, was Starflight, and that was a great game. And I think I picked that one up the same way. I think that was like a game that I got at a rental store that was like a previously played game. So those were like the two EA Genesis games that I really remember playing. You know, besides like maybe renting a sports game or something. But that's a great game, Starflight. Sort of similar to Star Control 2 a little bit. Like not that one game was a ripoff of the other or anything like that, but just both really good games. You don't think you've ever seen me without my beard? I don't think I've ever not had a beard as far as the YouTube channel goes. I think that in the past 20 years, I think maybe I've had 2 weeks where I didn't have my beard. So unfortunately, your guys can only carry so much stuff. So you have to pick and choose what you're going to keep. Ryan says you need that booty lounge sign hanging behind you. I don't know. I think that's maybe a little bit inappropriate for what I do. Noise Pollution says he mentioned Shadowgate in his new video, and he mentioned me. I mean, that's cool that I'm not going to lie and say I don't get a kick out of it, anytime he's mentioned me on a show, but I'm a lot more looking forward to watching it and seeing what he has to say about Shadowgate. No, please don't send me the booty lounge sign. Oh boy, it's gonna get ugly. It's a cool sign, but like I said, I don't think that really goes with my show. I think that's maybe a little bit too racy for me. We gotta spread our guys out here a little bit. Oh, I didn't mean to push that button. I get these robots killed. Yeah, I had fun. I definitely had fun doing that playthrough of the Shadowgate game. And then I don't want to spoil the surprise because I do that stuff for like the pickups videos now or whatever. But Ryan there, Rybold. How do you say your name? Is it Reinbold, right? Reinbold. He just sent me something. I'll just say that it's Shadowgate related. That I hope to maybe do a live stream with at some point. We need to send Chris to the Tattler Lounge. I don't even want to know what that. I don't want to know what that means. Rheingold, yeah, there's something that BitHead talked about on his show one time was Rheingold. Oh, okay, there we go. So we got rid of both of the robots, which is good because those guys were going to be a problem. Riker's almost dead. That's also going to be a problem. But I don't think we can do anything about it until he's like actually dead, which now he is. The link to Discord says expired. I don't know. Is Teresa still around? I mean, I don't really want to stop what I'm doing and post up a link. Alright, so see now Dr. Crusher here is going to perform first aid on Riker. That succeeded, so now he's like back to life, which is good because then hopefully... Because then when the battle is over, he'll regenerate some of his health as well. So so that will be nice. Okay, so yeah, you see now he came back to because he came back to life. Now he got a bunch of his hit points back, although he only has about half. So that's going to be something for us to be mindful of if we get into any more battles, which I imagine we probably will. We went up to the upper floor. Oh boy. We're getting into a lot of random battles here. Well, that's not good. See, it's better to try to focus on one enemy and try to take them out. So, see, that helps. Because our guys aren't looking too hot at the moment. Yeah, see, LaForge just took a... That's not good. I'm going to send Picard over there to try to... Alright, so he succeeds at first aid, so he's not conscious again. But, like, that means that he's not actually going to die. So, so that's nice. But see, now we're wasting turns doing first aid instead of murdering people, which in the long term is not a winning strategy. Alright, so getting rid of that guy definitely helps. Would also be kind of cool if they would stop trying to shoot LaForge, because LaForge is kind of trapped where he is, too. So, try to take this guy out next if we can. Alright, there we go. Someone says this looks like an NES game. That's funny because if you think this game doesn't look very good, you should see what the PC version looks like. This, at least in my opinion, is the far superior version of the game to the PC. Now, I remember I checked out the Amiga version once because that's probably what this game is based off of. But I don't know how much. I don't remember much about it. I think I loaded it up on my floppy drive emulator thing that I have that Todd gave me. But I think, if I remember correctly, I think that my ultimate conclusion there was that the Genesis version game was still better. And I think if you want to play this game, this is probably the best version. LaForge got shot again. Card does first aid again. I see some people talking about Law and Order. I feel like anytime you want to watch Law and Order, there is some channel on either over the air or cable at any given time that will be playing Law and Order. Which I love all the Law and Orders, so I'm not complaining. All right, so now we're looking a little bit better. I think basically what we're doing here is looking for the bridge. Every time we hide, it doesn't work. I don't know why I even bother anymore. Retro Regulator says, I don't have cable and it comes on 4 times a day. That sounds about right. That's what you gotta do. You gotta start taking these guys out as fast as you can. Like I said, you concentrate your firepower on one guy at a time, because that's one less guy that can shoot at you. Which seems like a really obvious thing to do, I guess. But like, there's a button you can hit that will do like auto aim, and then it just aims at like whoever. But the computer will do that based on whoever you have the highest chance of hitting. And so you can have a bunch of different characters shooting a bunch of different enemies, and in the long term, that's not a good way to do it. Alright, this battle's going pretty quickly here. So that's good. Okay, that one was easy. Yeah, Worf's not looking too good, so that's no good. I feel like the bridge is going to be down here somewhere. Okay, so this is the bridge. This should be the last battle we have to fight, I hope. Ooh, but see, there's 2 guys that look different. Yeah, those are leaders. So we want to take those guys out first, for sure. Oh boy, hand grenades. And unfortunately here, there's not really anywhere to move. Of course, we have grenades too, don't we? I already got one of their leaders taken out, so that's good. LaForge has been blinded, so that that just means you have less of a chance of hitting the enemies when you're shooting at them, but that doesn't mean that you can't. Hold on. We gotta move here. Thump this guy's skull for him. Alright, we took out 2 of the leaders, so things are looking pretty good. Charlie Murphy. Yeah, that was really sad that Charlie Murphy died. We actually had a pretty bad week for celebrity deaths in the last week or week and a half, right? I mean, Luke Perry died. He was pretty young. And then Keith Flint from The Prodigy died, and that kind of sucked. And then I didn't really hear anybody talking about it on Twitter, but last week, Mark Hollis, who was the lead singer of Talk Talk, passed away. And they're one of my favorite 80s bands, actually, Talk Talk. But I know they're not so popular now. Outside of people who like sort of new wave music, so no one. I mean, like I said, I didn't see anything about that one on Twitter anyway. Okay, so now it says we secured the bridge finally. This secures the ship. The crew surrenders. That's good. You've captured their ship. So now, what's going to happen now? Each character receives 50 experience points. It seems kind of chintzy for capturing a whole ship. We found no spoils. Everybody's going to recharge their stuff. Now we're fixing up our ship. Oh, we salvaged 12,300 credits from the battle. Well, that's pretty dang good. Maybe we should try to go to the space station and sell some of this extra crap we have. Where are we going here? Mars, I think. Is it here? Give me a second here. Oh, I don't have my Discord thing open. Can somebody post a Discord invite, please? Okay, so now we're at a space station. We're at a different space station, but that's okay. We can still sell the stuff that we got. Somebody confusing Ice T and Ice Cube. That's low class. So you have to go to each person, I think. And so it's kind of annoying, but you kind of want to do this because you can only carry. You can carry like 9 things that are not things that you have actively equipped. So you want to offload all this stuff. We already all have these things. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. As I'm playing this, like, I don't really know how entertaining this is as a game to watch a live stream of, but it's definitely a fun game to play. Like I said, it's the kind of game. I mean, I guess all RPGs are kind of like that. I mean, it's just a game that you can burn a lot of hours playing. Well, not too many hours because the game's not that long. But I'm saying, like, you know, it's like a Saturday and you got the house to yourself and you don't really know what to do with yourself. This is a game you can really, you can load up and you can kind of lose yourself in for a while. Okay, I think we're good. Exit. And I don't know if this place is going to have, you know, they don't have anything that we actually want. So I really just came in here to sell off all of our stuff. And then you can always look around. You can go to the gym. We might, I don't know, you know, that was a lot of battles. Maybe we can upgrade or, nope, we didn't get enough experience points to get the next level for anybody. So we get out of there. One thing we should do actually is save our freaking game. Alright. You can go to the library if you want. Rest of the base is restricted. I never understood why they did that. Like, it's like, well, there's more base, but you can't go. And it's like, well, why did you put that in the game then? Realism, I guess? I don't really know. Alex, we're playing Buck Rogers' Countdown to Doomsday. Rick Macchio's taking off. See you later, man. We've been streaming now for a couple hours, so I don't know how much I'm going to keep wanting to... I'm not going to lie to you, I'm pretty tired. I just didn't want to skip tonight's stream, so... I'm going to repair the ship. You can get an estimate, that's cool. Just do it. Hull's been repaired. Hull's been repaired. It's not damaged. So you can pay here to repair anything on your ship that's not in tip-top shape there. And then we can reload our weapons, and now we can take off again. I'm never going to get another random battle. I don't know if I have the energy for another random battle. I'm not going to lie to you. I think I'm actually... Hopefully this doesn't seem too sudden. Oh! Mike McFly is here. I'm glad to see you. I'm sorry, I don't mean to keep bringing this up, but Mike was somebody I was hoping would jump into the Discord with us. So Mike, since you just got here... we have a Classic Gaming Quarterly Discord channel now, so I'm hoping that you'll join it and come hang out with us. There should be a link in the description. If it doesn't work anymore, I can just email you a new one. Primetime Penny Sleeve. I'm not even sure what that means. Well, how about this? I don't want to play this game anymore, so how about if we at least... we flee? It worked, alright. I just want to see if I can find that asteroid belt that we're supposed to go to. Wasn't it? It was Ceres? Hygeia? That sounds kind of disgusting. Aurora. As long as it works when we flee, I don't mind just fleeing. Thule? Don't they make roof racks? This one. Oh, that's the one. All right, here we go. So we're supposed to go to the asteroid base, right? We were identified and guided on the docking base. cool. Okay, yeah. So this is like the next place we're supposed to be. So I'm just gonna go ahead and save the game right here, and maybe we can check this out again another time. Yeah. All right. So so that's enough of that. Where did Mike McFly go? Oh, Mike, you're pondering it. Well, you keep pondering it, and hopefully, you know, let me know when you come to a decision there, buddy. Castle of, yeah, that would be cool to do Castle of Illusion. I can't even talk anymore. That would be cool to play Castle of Illusion on the stream some night. Actually, I don't know. We could play a little bit of it. How about that? That'll be sort of our stream outro. Is we can play a little bit of Castle of Illusion, because I feel like this may not be the first time you have requested it, and I don't want to keep ignoring a request. But that's going to be the last game, and then we're going to have to call it a night. What's Rango? It says, very off topic, but should I get a Sega Saturn? Should I get Sega Saturn games even if I don't have a Sega Saturn just for the sake of it? If you have a line on like some affordable Sega Saturn games, then yeah, if I were you, I would get them. Like, you can always pick up a system later, but sometimes finding games is the hard part. Yeah, Mike. No, it's fun. We all have fun hanging out there in the Discord. How's the? Just want to see how the volume. Make sure this game has cool music, so I don't want you guys getting screwed. Might turn it up a little bit. All right. Hey, math guy. Thanks for stopping by. Best Disney game on the Genesis? Yeah, probably. I don't know. I'd have to think about that more, I guess, but it's a pretty good game. This game came out, I think, in November of 1990, if I remember correctly, so it's pretty early release, I guess. About a year after the system came out. A lot of good Genesis games came out in 1990. I don't know exactly what search term you would use to find this video, but there's a cool video. There used to be this show called The Computer Chronicles. It was like it was just a syndicated show, just, you know, about computers back in like the late 80s, early 90s. And they did a special episode about video game consoles. And they had Al Nilsson from Sega. He was the marketing guy for Sega of America. They had him on the show, and this was one of the games. The two games I remember him showing off on the show were Michael Jackson's Moonwalker and this game. So I just walk off the screen again. And I don't know, I just thought it was pretty cool. Al's a super nice guy. He let me just sort of privately interview him just to pick his brain for information when I redid the Sega Genesis launch episode, and I just had quite a few interactions with him on Twitter. And he's a super cool guy. So, oh crap. How do we get? There you go. We got extra life. Apple of Death. Anyway, I'm just telling you, it's a cool video to go check out. You can go down a rabbit hole with those things, though, because there are a lot of episodes of the Computer Chronicles up on YouTube. And if you're like me and you like DOS era gaming and just DOS era computing really, then you could get a big kick out of watching those. Like, I don't know, is Daryl still here? I wouldn't be surprised if he knows what I'm talking about. So I just want to check the chat. Hey, Shane's here. What's up, man? Hey, Shane, you should join the Discord chat too, man. Mike McFly's going to Universal Studios next Monday. That's pretty cool. I've been to the Universal Studios in Los Angeles, but are you talking about Universal Orlando or whatever? Because I haven't been to that one. Oh, Eric says Computer Chronicles was my show. That's awesome, man. We didn't have, maybe I already said that, but we didn't have Computer Chronicles where I grew up. I didn't know about it. I found out about it doing like research for my show one time. And it kind of bummed me out because that's a show that I would have liked to watch like when I was a teenager, when I was like a little computer nerd. Clay's having problems with the Nitro ad too. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with that Nitro ad. I almost want to like try to click that link and see what happens or something. I honestly don't know what you guys are talking about. Like, I've had people send me, maybe if you install the Discord app on like your computer first, like that's how I joined My Life in Gaming's Discord. That's how I joined SmokeMonster's Discord. Is they sent me a link and I wasn't getting harassed to buy anything. So I mean, obviously you guys are seeing it, so it's true, but I don't, I guess I just kind of don't know what to tell you because I don't really understand what's going on. Controls can be a little bit floaty, but it's not. I don't think it's a flaw with the game. It's just like something that you have to kind of get used to. I think I'm dead. Yeah. What? No, maybe not. Oh yeah, I'm dead. Well, that's no big But I don't know how well you guys can hear like the sound effects and the music, but like I think this game just has awesome atmosphere. Like you get that early Genesis flavor, and it's got like that cool sort of Disney atmosphere going on. And I mean, to be honest, I didn't have a Genesis in '90. I got mine in like '91 or maybe even '92. And to be honest, I'm not sure this is a game that I would have been interested in at that age, but I went through my whole Disney, my Disney years was like the mid '80s, but this would have been a cool game to play back in the day. All right, we go through the exit, I guess, but I feel like we kind of missed half that level. So, whoops, sorry, I just want to get caught up with the chat here. Oh, Computer Chronicles on PBS? I didn't know that. That kind of makes sense. I thought it was just like a syndicated show. Chris is working on a Dreamcast episode. I am, yes. I have no idea when that's going to come out. Not for a long time yet, but I am working on it. Have you tried Crix's Genesis controller yet? After Mad Little Pixels review, they seem magical. Yeah, I don't know. I never tried one. I know that they're good, but I also know that when this controller came out, ended up being good. Todd said something to me about how like Igor must be pooping his pants, just because this is. I don't. Like I said, I've never like handled one of Igor's controllers, so I just can't say anything about it. But what I would just say is I have a hard time imagining how this controller could really be improved upon outside of the compatibility issue with the games that get super picky about not using a 6-button controller, like Forgotten Worlds, as we saw. And that's a little bit disappointing, but you know, it's a pretty small number of games, and I don't know. I kind of don't know what to think about it. I guess it would have been nice if they had found a workaround. But like I said, I don't even know how that would really work. I don't know enough about it. Like, I don't know what causes the incompatibility in the first place. So maybe it's something that's just like too difficult to deal with. I really don't know. And yeah, Raspec, the Crix controller is $65, which is a lot of money. Like, it's funny because a lot of people complain about the price of EverDrives, but to me it's like an EverDrive is like worth its weight in gold. And you know, he does support his product, so like to me it's like, I don't think that EverDrives are particularly overpriced. But when he came out with the controller and it was $65, I mean, the only thing I can think is like, I don't know how much he had to pay. Like, having a die made for making something that's like, you know, molded plastic is extremely expensive. And maybe he charged what he felt he had to charge in order to get his investment back. But I mean, I didn't buy. Like, I love his products, and I didn't buy one because $65 for a controller. Like, for $65, I should be getting like an arcade stick or something. Oh man. Hey, Anthony Terry's back. That's cool. He needs to immigrate to the U.S. It would keep costs down. I'm not sure. I don't know. I'm not sure what that has to do with his costs being high. Newt Monkey says the Crix controller feels basically 100% the same as the original Mega Drive 6-button controller and has a massive battery time, but I haven't used the 8BitDo controller to compare. So yeah, you're in the same boat as me because I haven't used his to compare. I don't know what the battery time is on this thing. I've never had an issue with the battery running out on my 8BitDo controllers, but I also don't feel like I use them enough that I would be a good judge of that, if that makes sense. Like, for the most part, I still use like original controllers. I think this might be the first time where I think that like a new third-party controller is probably going to take over for the original. Just because, like, with their Super Nintendo controllers, it's really just the exact same controller in wireless form, and I don't know, I'm not that, and plus I have the Bluetooth ones, which I really don't care for the Bluetooth controllers, just because maybe I'm just stupid, but I always feel like I have a hard time getting them to pair and whatnot, and it's kind of a headache. But, you know, this one doesn't work that way, and there's no, like, weird pairing issues, and so my whole point is I think that now we're going to see what the battery life is really like, because, you know, if I'm going to spend an entire Saturday afternoon, you know, like recording gameplay footage or something for the show, then that is going to put a pretty heavy strain on the battery, so we're going to see how that goes. Sorry, I got to see what somebody says here. Somebody said something about the... Josh says, clearly you never used the incredible Turbo Touch 360. I used to have one of those. I think they're awful. I know you're just joking, or I assume you're just joking. Well, Rango, I mean, this controller is only $25, so it's really not too bad. I'm just gonna do like a leap of faith right now. Well, that seemed like a waste of my time. Not really sure I'm supposed to be going. don't know how many of you guys have played Clockwork Knight, or maybe if you watch the Sega Saturn launch video, but in some ways that game reminds me of this game. I mean, I think this game's better, but Clockwork Knight's really not too bad of a game. Oh, here we go. We got it. Key to what? No, this is some of the jewels here. There we go. Exit. Nice. Josh says, you wish you had a Joy-Card Sansui. Me too, man. I'm pretty sure I used to have one, and I got rid of it. And that kind of kills me a little bit. Rango says, but USB? I don't know what you mean. This controller does have USB. Let's hope the Bluetooth one is as good as they say. I'm sure the Bluetooth one is fine. It's just like if you still want to use it with an original Genesis, then a $25 purchase turns into a $50 purchase, and I just think that's too much. Hey, Travis is here. I always feel guilty that I'm winding down the stream when new people show up. But I guess that's always going to happen. But I'm really getting tired. So. Wow, this reminds me of Sonic the Hedgehog right here. Well, that picture's kind of scooted up in the TV there, isn't it? Who cares, right? But, yeah, GamePro TV. I still need to do the magazine read-through that was the GamePro TV promo. I just don't know how that's going to go over with people, but I guess I don't care that much, really. But I'm trying to get a quote-unquote real episode of the show done. I feel like I'm doing a lot of magazine read-throughs lately, but I know I just got done saying I don't care anymore about that. But... Whoa, look at that. I don't care for that, so... Cool effect, though. All right, man. I think that's going to be enough for tonight. That's 2 hours and 20 minutes, so I feel like that's pretty good. And yeah, I see Mike. I got the Discord open right here on my iPad, and I see that you posted a picture of your Genesis collection. What is that? You got like hold on, it's loading. Did you put like end labels on your 32X games or what? Well, it's taking forever to load this picture, I guess, because I'm streaming right now. I shouldn't even be doing that. But yeah, I think we got to kind of call it a night. Sega Dream says pretty good stream tonight. Yeah, it was okay. I hope. Bob, the Discord link is down in the description. Let me post a new one real fast, just in case that one expired or something. Just got to open up Discord real quick. So let me just close it on my iPad so that I'm not using up all my bandwidth. Sorry, I'm just pulling a new link out real quick. Hidden use copy button. All right, whatever. Paste. Okay, here you go. Boom. That's remove any web addresses and try again? What the heck does that mean? Don't tell me how to talk in my own live stream. How about now? Holy moly. I think because I'm... Okay, what if I take out the... How about now? Wow. I'm being censored on my own channel. Hold on a second. Let me log back in as me, because I think I'm logged in as on my regular channel. So now let's see if it'll work now. Paste. There you go. That should work. You need to subscribe to Nitro first. No, you don't. I don't understand what... Here, I'm going to click on this thing and see what... I'm excited to see. It doesn't say anything to me about this whole Nitro thing. I don't understand what it is. Like I said, maybe try installing the Discord app on your computer if you feel comfortable doing that. I don't... or I don't know, Google it. I know maybe that's lame, but I don't really know what you guys are talking about with this whole Nitro thing. But so, I'm kind of hoping that, when you guys have, active chat going on, that, you can continue it in the Discord. That was part of the reason that I did it. So, all right, well, there you go. Mike's dropping some knowledge on you there. And I see Shane just joined the Discord, so that's awesome. So thank you. So yeah, I mean, thank you everybody. I got a lot of great contributions tonight. We got a couple new channel members. That's really awesome. Like I said, if you're a channel member, then when you join the Discord, because like Shane, you're a channel member. If you link your Discord account to your Google account, I think it calls it connecting them. Then you'll have CGQ member status in the Discord, and there's a separate chat room. And I don't know yet what I'm going to do with that. I might have maybe a special group video chat or something for members. I don't really know, because I'm not trying to. I want to make sure that the Discord's there for everybody, but then at the same time, it's like if people go out of their way and become members of the channel, then I feel like I want to try to do something nice for them too. So, yeah, I hope doing something like that doesn't make anybody feel excluded, because that is certainly not what I'm trying to do. So, yeah, I think that's going to do it for tonight's stream. I'll see those of you guys that have joined the Discord. I'll see you in there. I have the Discord app on my phone and my computers and my iPad, and so I pop in and out of the Discord constantly. So yeah, I'll see you guys in there. As I said at the beginning of the stream, 1 week from tonight, March 12th, we're gonna have SmokeMonster on the show, and we're gonna check out the Mister, and that's gonna be pretty exciting, because the Mister is a pretty cool piece of kit. EZO, no, thank you, man. I really appreciate that, and hopefully I'll see you on Discord. And whether I see you guys there or not, I will see you guys all again in a week. I don't know when the next episode of Flashback is coming out. I do have multiple things to talk about. I just don't have the time to record the episode, sadly, so I just have to find some time. So yeah, so that's going to be it for tonight's live stream. Really a big thanks to all of you guys for coming and hanging out, and we'll see you guys again pretty soon. So good night.